Have you ever read or received some negative news or some information about somebody or something out there that you're just like, oh my God, this is horrible? But only to find out later, when you actually talked to the person or dug a little deeper, that that information was skewed. And really that person or that thing that happened was quite different and actually more positive than what you received.
The game of telephone, as we sometimes play as kids and often experience in life, our history is a game of telephone. Our everything that we receive is
through somebody's word and somebody else's word and somebody's interpretation.
Filter. It's always skewed. It's always slightly different. So what can you really trust? What can you really know is true? How do you actually know anything about your partner, about life, about the news, about anything? How do you possibly know?
Well, you may or may not always know, but one of the things that can help elevate heart connection and have you feel more trusting and connected to people you love, communities you love, even politicians you love, maybe. Well, maybe not that one. I don't know. That's a whole other story. Is this concept of assuming the best about your beloved, assuming the best about the people around you, assuming the best that guy that just cut you off on the highway may actually be rushing to get home because his wife is not feeling good or his wife needs something from him and he's just going about his business and he has a reason for that. Imagine if we assumed the best a lot more than making up the negative stories that we tell ourselves and each other and put all over social media and Facebook.
So assume the best is one of the Eden World 12 principles, and I'm going to read part of it to you right now. We aim to keep our relationships free of judgment, blame, contradictions, or resistance. And we acknowledge that we can never really know the truth without understanding others. And we strive to know the truth as multidimensional perspective that includes all and excludes nothing. How is that even possible? How can you include everything and not exclude anything? So that means the guy that cut you off on the highway is totally an asshole, and he's totally awesome as well, and he may be having some challenges, he may not be having some challenges.
He might be rushing to get to his dying dad in the hospital.
You might be having some experiences and your ability to deal with that situation might be lower that day, or maybe it's higher that day. One of the things I heard recently from somebody is like, is it all the stuff that's happening in my life that feels too much? Or is it that now I'm more available to feel all the things that feel too much?
Yeah,
that breaks your brain.
Oh my gosh. The point is, we just don't know. We only know what we know, we only know what we see, and we only know the filters in that which we see through, feel through, and understand life through. And that may be skewed. And then the same goes for other people. So as a default, as a rule of thumb, as a practice, to lean on the side of generosity, on the side of curiosity, is the practice of assuming the best.
So we're going to give you a few ways how we go about getting better and better at assuming the best. It's a practice. It's not something that you're going to be able to get ever or all the time or somewhat.
It's ongoing. It's just like yoga, right? You got to come back to the mat, come back to the mat, come back to the mat, and practice yoga.
Yeah, so one of the ways that I keep my nervous system regulated and I keep myself in the best place I can possibly be is through a practice called heart-centered breathing. And this was developed by the Heart Math Institute. I am not a certified heart math person. You can go to heartmath.com and check out more of their stuff. I highly, highly recommend it. It's really great stuff. It's the science of how the heart works. And they've been measuring the brain for many, many years, and more recently they've been measuring the heart. And they found that you can measure the heart much further distances than you can the brain because of how powerful it is. The heart's also for manifestation, and it's how you create things, because if you're not feeling it, you're not manifesting it. So anyways, back to the practice. So what we do is there's a few steps to this. The first thing is I like to close my eyes. So I invite you to close your eyes right now if it's safe for you to do so. And I put my hand on my heart because that allows me to instantly feel where I'm wanting to go. And you're just gonna breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in and out of your nose, whatever feels most comfortable to you. So take a moment right now. Just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And you might notice that you feel the air come in and out at the tip of your nose, or maybe you feel it on your lips, or maybe you feel it in the back of your throat. Wherever it is, just be aware of it. Keep doing that breath in and out. And now I want you to bring your awareness to your heart, where you put your hand or where you had that happen. And then I want you to bring your attention to the heart and see if you can feel like you're actually breathing in and out of the heart, almost as if you have like a airway right in front of the heart, and maybe even in the back of your heart, below your shoulders, right there, right on the back of your heart. See if you can breathe in one of those places. Just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Now, what activates the heart frequency here as you're breathing is thinking of something that's compassion or gratitude.
I like to think of my little dog that died several years ago that I just love so much, or my little dog that my sister has that we babysit.
I like to think of the smell of fresh air or a sunset, or the place that we go and visit every summer for my entire life, where the air is so soft, or the air is so sweet and the grass is so soft. And that allows me to activate this heart frequency. So whatever it is for you, take a moment, breathe into that, and see if you can feel that in and out of your heart. So we're going to pause here for now, but that's one example, and we'll give you a few more here as well, of how you can activate your heart frequency. And you can go to heartmath.com and get that whole thing. But what's really powerful about that is the more you practice it, the more you're going to attune to those frequencies, and the more you're going to be able to deal with and assume the best for the people in your life and for yourself. Do you have one that you used? How do you help assume the best?
Well, doing regulation practices to get to the ability to assume the best is essential. And if you're in a state to do so, my invitation is, hey, instead of riling up a story, which is so easy, catch yourself. Notice where your brain wants to go. Notice if you're feeling triggered or upset or activated in some way that's heightened and negative. That's your first sign that you have now dysregulated yourself based on whatever you've made up, and that you're actually not assuming the best. And so use those awarenesses to go, have I just made up a story about somebody? What if this might be instead? What if I did assume the best? What if I can feel, wow, even if it's, you don't know the story, wow, that guy just cut me off and he probably has a good reason. Okay, I can let that go. Traffic and driving is a great place to practice assuming the best. That's why I keep using that example. So noticing where you're triggered, and then noticing what story you're telling, and then telling a story that can help you assume the best.
What I heard you say in that is that the noticing is like, if I feel like it's in your body, if you're tense, or if you're more aggressive, or you're yelling, or like something
agitated.
You're agitated. Yeah. So that's the first sign that you've bought hook, line, and sinker to something that may or may not be true, and you're not assuming the best in those situations. So we could give you a whole bunch more as well. Stay on this channel and check out more of the things that we're offering to you. It's all about the relationship with yourself, the relationship with your partner, the relationship with your community and family, and the relationship to the world. These are our 4 pillars. It's called sovereignty, unity, community, humanity, such. And it's part of Eden World, and it's part of what we're teaching here.
That's how we apply all 12 principles.
Yeah, so if you want more of this, please subscribe to this channel, and we look forward to...
come jam with us at one of our upcoming Wisdom Jams where we explore these principles.
Cool. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.